Well, today's venue has a full name that is perhaps lesser known than its informal one. So today we're at Imola, or to give it its official title, the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari, named after their legacy. A beautiful tribute at a beautiful circuit. It's time, everyone, for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Here we go then, the formation lap is underway and the track temperature looks warm. That may or may not play into some of the team's hands in today's race. As the cars come back towards the grid to line up for the start of the race, each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can. And they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium, and failing that, within the points.
Okay, you sat in P2. It's Verstappen ahead. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh mediums. Leclerc behind. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh softs. Pit window will be open in 17 laps time. Pit window opens in 17 laps. Okay, DRS is now available. Verstappen's ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 0.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. And the time last lap was a 1 minute 20.0. Right, you're falling back by 1/10 a lap. seconds. Leclerc is behind you. We're leading the car behind by 2.2 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are 3 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. Your last lap time was a 1:20.5. Pack, that's P1. Verstappen behind you now. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, we've lost a position, that's us down a place. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 6.4 seconds. They're on fresh softs. They're currently 6th. Time last lap was a 1:20.7. Okay, gap to the car behind. 2.8 seconds. 1 second. Right, we have 2 stops left in this strategy, 2 more stops planned. You've got 11 laps until your pit window opens. Okay, car behind trailing us, 2.5 seconds. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. Leclerc behind. Okay, push, gap to the car behind, 2.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 9 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining, And the time last lap was a 1:21.3. fast here. Use overtake, use overtake.
What the f was he doing?
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. And Verstappen's behind. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 11 laps old now. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. Your last lap time was 1 minute 21.5. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 2.6 seconds. Second place, you're in second place. It's Verstappen ahead. Less than a second separates you. They're on old mediums. Leclerc is behind you. Our gap behind is 3.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Your pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps. Okay, 50 laps to go. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. car, safety car. No overtaking, reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up. Okay, I've got a brand new race strategy on your MFD if you want to go and check it out.
Max, you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Got that confirmed.
5 seconds, it's a joke. A joke.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap. Okay, Lewis is in for his stop. Right, let's go, come on! That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. That's P7 now, P7. Leclerc is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 3.3 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Perez is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 1.8 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Okay, gap to leader, 18.6 seconds. Your pit window doesn't open for more than 20 laps. 48 laps to go. Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags. Green flag.
Lando, we have possible front wing damage.
Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. P3, you're currently in P3. Perez ahead. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh softs. Norris behind. And the gap behind us is 1.0 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Your pit window doesn't open for more than 20 laps. Okay, 44 laps to go. faster than you. Car behind is Lewis. We're leading the car behind by 3.4 seconds. They're all fresh softs. Their tyres are 5 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap was a 1:22.5. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. Ahead. Okay, gaps in the car ahead is 0.9 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are 6 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap was a 1:20.3. And you're closing by 0.4 a lap. Keep it going. Okay, one stop to go, just one stop left in this strategy. Your pit window doesn't open for more than 20 laps. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.8 seconds. Less than a second separates you. Their tyres are 9 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Your last lap time was a 1:20.0. This is excellent stuff. You're closing in by 7/10 a lap. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 2.2 seconds. Is ahead of you. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 1.9 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, they've done 10 laps on those tyres. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap was a 1:19.7. You're losing around 1.6 seconds. You only have to stop once now, one stop left. Pit window will be open in 17 laps time. Pit window opens in 17 laps. That's Lewis behind you. Okay, gap to the car behind. 4.1 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 11 laps old now. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap was a 1:20.3. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 2.0 seconds. Okay, mate, we might need to look at a new race strategy after that. I've got some options for you, so go and check your MFD. Okay, copy that. second. Okay, they're on old softs. We think they've got one more stop. Your last lap time was a 1 minute 20.6. We're gaining by around 0.2 per lap. Keep going. Well done. Leclerc is ahead of you. Less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, car behind trailing us, 7.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. And that's 13 laps now until your pit window's open. And that's 33 laps to go. Okay, you're within 1 second of the car ahead. Get ready to use DRS for the overtake. Okay, you sat in P2. Perez ahead. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on old softs. Leclerc is behind you. Less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on old softs. You've got 11 laps until your pit window opens. All right, 31 laps to go now. Lewis is in the pits now. That's Alonso behind. Okay, push, gap to the car behind. 20.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 17 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap was a 1:21.2. Your last lap time was a 1:21.2. Alright, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy. Okay, your pit window opens in 9 laps time. Okay, Leclerc's just set the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Got a lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. Perez behind. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 19.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 3 laps old, and the time last lap was a 1:20.6. fastest lap at this point in time is a 1 minute 18.4. We don't currently have the data for that request. Okay, that last lap was a 1:21.1. Gap to your teammate behind is 24.4 seconds. Is behind you. Our gap behind is 15.3 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 5 laps old. Your last lap time was a 1 minute 20.3. Front of the pack, Perez behind. Okay, the gap behind is 13.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Your pit window is going to open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps, and that's 23 laps to go. On Hulkenberg. Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
Engine is gone.
Okay, sorry, Nico.
Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs. Yellow flag. Okay, clear.
Wait, what was that? Wait, did you see that?
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Perez is behind you, and the gap behind us is 10.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 9 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:19.7. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. In this lap, push now. Okay, let's go now, come on. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. got P7, 7th place. That's Gasly ahead, and gap to the car in front is 2.2 seconds. They're on old mediums. Albon behind. We're leading the car behind by 4.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Our gap to first place is 20.1 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. 19 laps to go. Your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. Alonso's ahead of you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 29 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap was a 1 minute 21.3. Okay, gap ahead is 7.9 seconds. Lewis is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 7.2 seconds. They're on old mediums. Your last lap time was a 1:20.3. Fastest lap is a 1 minute 18.4. Sorry, we can't provide you with that information right now. Lewis ahead. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 3.3 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 16 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:20.4. You're gaining by 2 seconds a lap. Amazing. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 2.9 seconds. Currently in P3. Leclerc ahead. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 9.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. Car behind is Lewis. Okay, gap to the car behind. 1.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, so gap to the leader is 9.9 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 13 laps to go. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 8.9 seconds. That was a 1 minute 19.4. Leclerc is ahead of you, and gap to the car in front is 7.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 19 laps old, and the time last lap was a 1:19.9. Good job, you're gaining by a full second a lap at the moment. Okay, gap ahead is 6.0 seconds. Okay, you've got P3, well done. Leclerc ahead, our gap to the car in front is 5.4 seconds. They're on old mediums, that's Lewis behind you. Okay, car behind trailing us, 6.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Distance to the leader is 5.6 seconds. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, we're into the last 10 laps now. Catching the car ahead, well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 7.7 seconds. Leclerc is ahead of you. Okay, gaps in the car ahead is 3.2 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, they've done 22 laps on those tyres. Your last lap time was a 1:20.0. Okay, so you're gaining by around 0.6 a lap. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by, 2.9 seconds. ahead of you. Less than a second separates you. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 23 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:20.3. 1.2 seconds advantage per lap. Keep going. Second place, you're in second place. Perez ahead. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. Leclerc behind. Less than a second separates you. They're on old mediums. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. All right, 6 laps to go now. That's P1. Leclerc is behind you. Okay, push, gap to the car behind. 2.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 4 laps remaining. Gap to your teammate behind is 0.2 seconds. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left. Tyre condition still looking good. position, front of the pack. Leclerc behind. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 2.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. Final lap, push, push. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. Oh, superb driving. That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
Well, Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
There's a few contenders, but George Russell definitely stood out, I think. A really solid drive from him today, and one I'm sure the fans enjoyed.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.